Man, I gotta admit, I've never seen Jonathan Kuminga smile this hard and this long. He has gone from a depressed kid getting DMPs to someone that looks reborn in the ATL. Let's dive into his debut. I want to say that I'm happy for Jonathan Kuminga. I'm glad that he gets to be reborn in a new city, in a new uniform, and he really did have a great debut. And really, right now, it's really a 50-50 chance. He's either going to prevail and show that the Warriors were dead wrong about him, or he's going to show that ATL is the second team that has struck out on Jonathan Kuminga's potential. So now he has been traded, and it's really up to him to make shit into sugar. You know what I mean? And in his debut, man, he filled up the stat line, and that was beautiful at like 27 points, 7 rebounds, I think 5 assists, hit like 3 threes. And part of me was watching the highlights, and I was like, man, this is a lot of the stuff that he learned in Golden State. But I ain't trying to be bitter. But, and what I noticed is that it kind of looks like he is able to lead on the floor. And this is probably the one thing that he wanted to do so bad. But how do you tell Steph Curry to take a back seat? You just can't. But I think that's something that he could do with the Hawks. It looks like he really can, and it looks like he was doing that on the floor. And it just shows by the way he filled up the stat sheet. And part of this whole situation was just getting through this certain situation, trying to keep your head up and do what's best for your career. And now, first game, he is cheesing. He just cannot stop. And I really can't blame him. Timeout. You want to join the sports community with the authentic take? Make sure you hit that subscribe button for endless sports content. Me personally, I just don't think he's going to be a big name in the league. I think he's going to be like one of those mid level stars, which is really good. I mean, it might even get him, maybe an all star appearance and stuff. So, I just don't think he's going to be who he thinks he was always going to be. And that was the problem in Golden State. But he's really, starting to show out in Atlanta. But the thing is, for you Atlanta Hawks fans, I got to tell you, okay, don't be disappointed if you see the inconsistency. And that's the big test right now. Is he going to pull through, or is he going to be the inconsistent bird slash hawk that we had in Golden State? Because if Jonathan Kuminga was consistent in Golden State, we'd be shackling him down and would not even gave a chance of him being traded. But that's what he kind of does. Like the first game with the Hawks, he had 27. And then if he was in a Golden State Warriors uniform, the next game he'll have like 9 points, 3 rebounds. The game after that, he'll have like, 15 and maybe like, 2 rebounds. And then the next game, he'll have like 6 points and a rebound. And then the next game, he'll have like a 25-point game. So it's usually like every 3 games, he really has a good game. So you got to buyer beware and you got to let it just happen. And I think he's getting a little bit more playing time and more of a lead role because I believe Jalen Johnson went out after maybe like 4 or 5 minutes that they played together. So I think that's a real good opportunity for him. Nobody that's already in Atlanta kind of getting in his way. And like I'm not a hater. Like I really liked what I saw in that first game. He just kind of looked like he was free with it, just did whatever the team needed, didn't overly try to like impress. So, I like that. One thing I did notice though is like in his post game like interview, he's trying to be all cliche and he's like known these players and played with them for like 1 game and he's like, "Yeah, we got a lot of good players here." And just giving the cliche answers that you could get away with in Golden State. I think he should have been more of like, I'm still trying to learn, how these guys work and, where I fit in or where I could lead in this organization. It was just kind of funny to me. Like, it's like, you don't know already what you're doing. Like, you still got to learn the Hawks system and everything like that. So don't try to sound all cliche now. But that was just a little inch of the only negative thing I seen in his, really good debut. But bottom line, what will the Hawks get? Will they get this 25 plus points a game type guy that is smiling to the moon? Or are they going to get the Golden State inconsistent JK Jonathan Kuminga? Time will only tell. Will he help this franchise or will he hurt it? Let me know what you think. Drop a like, drop a comment. Do you think Jonathan Kuminga will help the Atlanta Hawks? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Until next time, this is the Authentic Take.